Welcome to Larry the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, 5 of my favorite songs that use sound effects in them, specifically the sounds of a bell or rain. The idea for this video came from one of my viewers, William, where he said, you're always talking about how any song that has a bell in it or rain, that you love it. Why don't you do a video of some of your favorite songs that use bells or rain in them? And I thought, man, that is an excellent idea. I've said on this channel a bunch of times that add a bell to anything. For me, it automatically makes it sound epic. The same thing with rain or thunder. I also mentioned adding a choir. You add a choir to something, it automatically makes it sound epic. So I thought I would stick with the more sound effect type of things. So I'm going to stick with bells and rain. So I've got 5 of my favorite uses of the bell or rain sound effect. All right. Number 5 for me is Slayer from the Rain in Blood album, the song Raining Blood, especially the way it comes out of Postmortem, and Postmortem ends and there's that big thunderclap and then the rain and then those drums in the background. Man, one of my ultimate live experiences was seeing Slayer headlining at Wacken, and when they went into Rain in Blood and that rain and thunder kicked in, I'm getting a shiver up my spine just thinking of it. And the way this song starts with those thunderclaps and the rain is just absolutely amazing. I love it. Okay, next, here's a band that is one of my favorite bands, and I've only really talked about them a couple of times on this channel, but Candlemass and their album Death Magic Doom. And there's a song on here called The Hammer of Doom, and this is another one where the song before it really sets it up. The song before it is called If I Ever Die, and it ends with just the vocals saying that line, if I ever die, I want to know where or why. And then there's this massive heavy riff that just starts with this big bell strike, and it is so awesome. It is so heavy. The riff is absolutely crushing, and there's this bell strike right on, the beginning of the riff. It's just absolutely amazing. I love it. Number 3 for me. This one is also totally up. One of the early ones for me that really got me into the bell sounds. But from Ozzy and the Blizzard of Oz, Revelation Mother Earth, when it goes into that spot leading into the keyboard solo, and there's just those like maybe 4 or so bell strikes right when it gets really sort of quiets down, and the bell strikes and it goes into that big orchestral like piano part. Oh man, that is just so cool, so epic. The way that song builds and everything just sort of drops down in those bell strikes there, and the theme of the whole song and everything. It is, I absolutely love it. Absolutely incredible. All right, number 2 for me, Black Sabbath and the song Black Sabbath, the rain. This is a double one here. We not only do we get rain and some thunder, but we also get a tolling bell in the distance. And this one has a little bit more of the bell off in the distance, but the combination of the rain and the bell, and then when that main riff comes in and the bell striking right on the riff, it is just so cool. Absolutely love it. All right. That could have been my number 1, but I went with this as my number 1 because this was probably what got me started with the whole loving the sound of bells in hard rock and heavy metal. And that would be the opening track from Back in Black, Hell's Bells. Epic, right? What a way to open an album. Bon Scott recently passes, and so this album, the somber cover and everything, and just that bell at the beginning is just so cool. The first time I saw AC/DC in concert, I wasn't even driving it. My dad drove me, or I went with a group of friends, and when we pulled into the parking lot at the I believe it was at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the local radio station was like on everybody's radio in their cars, and everybody had their windows down and their radios cranked up, and they started playing Hell's Bells. So I came into the park and I can just remember that sound of the bell, all around the parking lot, sort of echoing and ringing, and it was just so cool. So I had to go with that one as my number 1 because it's really probably the one that got me started with this whole thing. So okay. Let me know what you think of my picks. Let me know what your picks would be. Now, it doesn't have to be bells. It could be maybe any kind of sound effect that you like. I picked rain and bells. Maybe pick your favorite sound effect and let me know some songs that you like that have those sounds in them. Okay, let me know in the comments down below. Till we see you again, make sure you rock hard, ride free.